You've got 2 empty halves of coconut and you're banging them together. We have a knight who say, "Nee."
Welcome to the Knights of Knee. I'm Jordan, and I just want to go over experimental Patronian list. I'm not sure if I'm going to run this in the upcoming Indie Storm tournament here in February 1st and 2nd or not. Probably not. So it's just for fun with some friends of mine. So I wanted to see if you could take a army and play as many peasants as you could successfully. And I actually know the outcome of this battle. So let's just go over the list and see what happens. So we got our customary unit of 8 Knights of the Realm, and then I put my BSB in there. He's got the War Banner. I actually had to change it because the War Banner and Battle Scribe was priced wrong. So I ended up changing it. I can't remember what I changed it to. Something else. And then I took a Paladin with the Virtue of Empathy so he could be on foot. Then the Morningstar Francasse so I could destroy magic weapons. And then the Enchanted Shield to kind of offset that he didn't have a mount. And I took a Prophetess, who's the general, on foot with a level 3. And I gave her the prayer icon so she could give essentially the blessing to one of the big units of peasants. Or men-at-arms, rather. And the men-at-arms are actually 50-man units. Knowing what I know now, it didn't quite work out as well as I'd hoped. The Paladin on foot's pretty neat, but I don't think I would ever take him again with this particular setup. It just didn't pan out. He needs to be more killy. He needs to be able to either have a higher strength constantly or more attacks, because he just couldn't pull it out. And the Prophetess, it wasn't strong enough. It didn't get the spells that I wanted. So I did get to cast. My opponent didn't try to stop me casting certain spells, but it didn't work out the way I wanted. And then I also took a maximum sized unit of 24 plus the Reliquae Battle Pilgrims. And this unit normally does really well for me because of that stubborn 8 with Hatred. But in this particular game, because we kept playing after a certain point, I'll have a battle report that comes up. Probably not today, maybe in a couple days, I'll do a battle report and show you. But they're always magnificent. But they didn't do so great in the last game. And then here is my unit of 3 Pegasus Knights that I just finished working on, and they did marvelously. They did everything I wanted them to do. It was not the greatest matchup for them, but they did very well. And praying and getting the blessing just for them was totally worth it. Going second was definitely worth it just to keep these guys with that 6 and 5 up ward save throughout the game. It was magnificent. They're generally my War Machine hunters. I ended up playing Lizardmen, and I wouldn't say they were able to do anything that really mattered, but they really did divert attention from the rest of my army. But the rest of the army was so weak it didn't really matter. Here we have 1 block of the peasants, 12 archers with a champion, and there's a unit of 50 men-at-arms full command. I did this twice, so there's actually 2 of these exactly the same. 2 units of 50 men-at-arms, 2 units of 12 peasant bowmen. And the bowmen are really there to destroy chaff if my opponent has any, and to get that extra drop. Get that extra drop and hopefully out-deploy my opponent. How did they do? Well, I was really aggressive with the Knights of Realm unit throughout the game, and that was a mistake. I should have kept the Knights in between both of these units, big blocks. I should have kept them squared in between them the whole time, just for the reroll from the BSB, and for the leadership 7. So the Knight on foot in there had leadership, I think 8 or whatever. Yeah, leadership 8. So it would have been leadership 8 for the BSB and all that. That didn't really play a huge role, but not being able to reroll was really bad. And then 2 trebuchets. I don't want to spoil the battle report, but they did very well. They did exactly what they're supposed to do. They always do. The 90 points and the strength 5 and 10 on the center hole is just magnificent for a war machine. I guess the biggest downside was that and it's my fault, I didn't protect them throughout the game. But trebuchets are always good. I will say 2 trebuchets in a friendly game is not friendly. It's just too rough. In a theme where my army is entirely peasants, like it is here, and there's only 2 small units of knights, that's okay, I think, because that's really the only danger to my opponent. And I'm sure there are other ways to make peasants good, but it didn't work out the way I wanted it to. But anyway, here's the list. Let me know what you think.